Hey guys, TMR once again, and just a quick follow-up to my last video on this Munich McHoax. I guess I'm channeling my inner boo-boo 7777, putting up 5,000 videos in one day. But um, so in the heat of the moment, I kind of some things escaped me. Of course, I forgot some basic points to mention, and so I want to read this comment by Oxygen Interface, who made some great points here. It's just basic points here that shows you right off the bat how absurd this so-called video footage is, how absurd the whole scenario is. You can completely debunk this from this whole event just based off of this footage, because if this footage is bogus and staged, then the whole thing is. So let's read this comment here by Oxygen Interface. Well, yes, while it does look incredibly staged, the fact that it appears completely choreographed is really a moot point, because the footage would have never been taken in the first place had this been a real event. Excellent point. Didn't you notice that the camera footage had clearly shown that the shooter already had the gun pulled out and pointed at the crowd well before he started unloading? And you can clearly see that from the very beginning of the footage. Had this been a real event, the cameraman would not have just stood there and nonchalantly filmed the man whilst he waited for him to start firing and picking people off. He would have blurted out a fear-induced expletive and then turned tail and ran just as soon as he would have noticed the guy lift up the firearm, not just sit there and casually pan left to film the crowd as he waited for the fireworks to start. So these are very, very excellent basic points that most people watching the news, who believe everything they see on the news, are never in their lifetime, never in a million years, are going to even come close to considering these points. They're not going to question it at all whatsoever. And that's why we're in the situation to begin with, because the masses are just sound asleep, processing everything they see on the news as 100% fact and true, and they're unable to dissect videos, to see through videos and see through fakery. It's simply impossible because they're under extreme mind control. And I want to point something else out. The reason that they're able to carry these psyops out at such a frequent pace as what we are currently seeing, is because the media is fully complicit, and most, if not all, of these are done via simulated drills, simulated reality, drills passed off as real, etc. This is called wag the dog warfare, and I'm going to be getting into this more in depth in a future video. But by the way, highly recommend watching that '90s movie with Dustin Hoffman and Al Pacino. But this is how the media works, and it's nothing but fake world, fake land, fantasy land. And if you want to still live in that land, then go right ahead. Keep debating on what this is real and then this is fake. No, this is real. Listen, all of it is extreme BS. All of it is fake news. The news is fake. We don't get news that represents reality, not in a million years. We do not get news that represents the real world. The news that we see today is news that represents their reality that they want us to believe in. They want us to be living in this, scripted reality TV-esque, news media that we get. This is what's taking place. That's the reality of the news. And if you can't see that by now, especially if you're a seasoned researcher, I just don't know what to tell you anymore. I just don't know what to tell you. But if you're new to this, and you may think this is crazy, but guess what? This is happening. If you research and do the research yourself, you just have to put in the time. Unfortunately, Americans and most people don't have the time because they're very distracted by work and everything else that they distract us with. So it's very difficult to be enlightened to these events, to be enlightened to what is really taking place in our reality right now and on the world stage, because it is a stage. All the world is a stage, and the media is spearheading that stage. They are the catalysts for this stage and their main tool for accomplishing what is called the New World Order, of course. Their New World Order, their one world government, and this is what this is all about. A fake boogeyman that'll cement this new transition into the New World Order. That's Islamic terror, ISIS, etc. Now I'm just ranting though, but basically guys, just turn off your fake news, do your research, start questioning reality, start questioning the news, start questioning what you see on the news, and understand that you're being hoodwinked, you're being hoaxed, you're being lied to every single day by the criminal global control, by these Zionists, by the Zionist apparatus who control the media. That's what's happening. So thanks for watching, and video coming soon. Thanks, guys.